And turning now to the legal battle in the aftermath of January's devastating wildfires here in L.A. Those keep piling up. 2 lawsuits filed within the last week by homeowners are accusing dozens of insurance companies of, quote, nefarious conspiracy to shut out policyholders in high-risk areas. Now, the complaints allege this was an effort to get rid of competition and instead force homeowners to get fire insurance with California's FAIR Plan. Now, the FAIR Plan here is supposed to be a last resort option when people can't get insurance through private companies. Well, now that is upwards of more than 500,000 people, and it's owned and it's managed by the insurers named in the lawsuits. None have responded to the allegations so far, but when you look at the financial and the economic impact wildfires have had here in California, since the 1990s, there have been 19 major billion-dollar wildfire disasters totaling up an estimated $200 billion in losses. It's estimated January's wildfires caused up to $131 billion in losses, and only about $45 billion of that was insured. And with natural disasters only getting worse and more frequent, more people are struggling to find insurance. Carl Sussman is an industry expert, and he joins us now. Carl, thanks so much. Good to see you. The FAIR Plan, I mean, this was supposed to be a backup plan. Now it seems to be the foundation of California's entire insurance market. Can they sustain that?
Well, hopefully they won't have to sustain it, because the idea, as you said, is that's supposed to be the last resort. That's where you go where there are no other options. Right now, because of issues like you were just describing, there is no private market that's really available in California. Fortunately, there's some legislation actually going on. Assemblymember Lisa Calderon, David Alvarez, they're pushing a bill. I think it's AB 226, which is designed to actually shore up the California FAIR Plan to be sure that it does remain solvent. In the meantime, it still is backed, as you said, by all of the admitted insurance companies in California.
And these 2 lawsuits, I mean, they have some pretty big allegations here and pretty big implications. What could be at play?
Well, you know, it's really frustrating for me as a broker. My job is to find coverage for consumers, right? And so that's where I'm always coming from. And I know this, and the truth is everyone knows this. Insurance companies compete. They don't collude. It'd be like having a restaurant, a bunch of restaurants, and one of them finds out that, oh, you know what, this particular ingredient is making people sick. They're not running around to fellow restaurants and saying, hey, don't use this ingredient. They're saying, yeah, go ahead, use it. Hopefully people will get sick and they'll get more business. So this whole concept that 100+ insurance companies are sitting down making deals to try and not write business, some of them even throwing themselves on the sword and going bankrupt for some magic to happen for them to be able to get higher rates. It's just, it's going to make it that much more difficult for the industry to be able to find a path forward in California.
And speaking of not finding a path forward, what options do people have if, the natural disasters here continue to get worse? Fires, we've got, earthquakes that haven't even hit that hard recently. But what are people supposed to do if they keep finding that, their area is too risky to insure?
Well, fortunately, the regulations have started to change, and there's something called the Sustainable Insurance Strategy. There are some new laws that went into effect in the end of last year. And what it's going to do, it's going to allow carriers, if they can actually get to that point, to be able to offer discounts to people that do things to make their homes safer from wildfires. So while we're going to see premiums going up, no question about it, we're going to also see the ability for consumers to do things to their homes that will actually bring those rates back down. Right now, again, we're in this middle ground between all of these claims that just happened from the fire. We have this new litigation now that the carriers have to deal with, and new regulations that they're trying to figure out products for. So it's going to be a bit of a waiting game, but I think at this point, we just have to stand by and hope things will start working themselves out with these plans that they have coming forward.
Yeah, here's hoping. Carl Sussman, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.